welcome. Thank you for coming. 1 Million Cups is, of course, a weekly educational event where we all come together. Entrepreneurs tell us about what they're doing in the community and with their businesses, and then we get to ask questions. So, let's see, do we have any announcements? Next week, Tori and Randon are going to Kansas City for the 1 Million Cups event with organizers, so that's really exciting. The Mug Club. If you are here for this first time, make sure that you sign in and say who brought you or who invited you. If you bring 3 people, you get a mug. The mug's sitting over there. It's very nice. I think Doris is the only one in the Mug Club so far, so you'll have to catch up with her. I think that's pretty much it for announcements. Of course, you can stay up to date with us on Twitter and Facebook if you're not already doing so, and please use the hashtag 1MC. This week we have Krista Coleman from PCAV, which is Peoria Community Against Violence. And so if you haven't heard what they are doing in the community, it's pretty awesome. And she is a really hard worker, so make sure you connect with her. So I'm just gonna give it to her.
Thanks. Well, good morning. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity. I first want to give a shout out. No, I'm kidding. Dee is the reason I'm here today, and the work that Dee and her husband John have done to help PCAV, Peoria Community Against Violence, is, I can't even put into words how much work they've given us and helped us. So Peoria Community Against Violence, what is it? It is a brand new 501c3 nonprofit organization that was created to be the moral voice of the community, the voice that says we no longer stand for violence, the voice that says there are peaceful alternatives to gang, gun, and street life. And why do we have this moral component? Also, I am the community service coordinator with the Peoria Police Department with Don't Shoot. So my role in the Don't Shoot initiative is I actually work with ex-offenders, ex-gang members, and their families and help them connect to the services and resources available in our community to live a positive life, to be a contributing member of our society, of our community. When individuals are involved in gang and gun violence, something we find is the whole family is affected, not only the victim, but also the offender and everyone surrounding them, and a ripple effect in the neighborhoods. Look how many individuals are living in single-family homes, how many individuals have a parent that is incarcerated. So we take a look at all of those things, and Peoria Community Against Violence has a very simple mission statement: to create a safe place for all. Vague enough, right? Well, let me show you more.
You know, it's always somebody out, you know, that wants retaliation for any little thing. So, I mean, it could be somebody's friend get locked up, you know, and they get, you know, and they want to retaliate off of that or something like that. So, I mean, it could be more opportunities open.
Well, one of the basic components of David Kennedy's process is community involvement in the moral voice of a community. So we understood at the very beginning that at some point in time it was going to be extremely important for us to engage the citizens in our community to be supportive of this project. Just because if the community's not behind it and support it and feel like they have skin in the game, it's not going to be successful.
PCAV does, Peoria Community Against Violence, is it integrates into the moral community, which is so essential to the Don't Shoot program. In other words, part of the Don't Shoot program involves engagement of the moral community, and PCAV helps us to engage the moral community through the association with Don't Shoot.
Stand for? What does it stand for? What does it stand for?
Community involvement, I know that.
Community involvement.
PCAV is going to help our community in a big way, and maybe it hasn't happened yet, but I know that it will.
No one wants an occupying force of a police department, and when you know people, you're working with them, you break bread with them, it goes a lot farther. You're willing to do more. Both sides are. Communication issues, and that's what it's about. That's what makes anything successful.
Yeah, I think the real value of PCAV is trying to get people in Peoria to see themselves as Peorians. We're not part of this neighborhood or that neighborhood. I mean, that might be where we live, but we're all part of Peoria, and what happens in one neighborhood affects all of us, and if we all take ownership of it, then maybe things can change for the better. So.
From a law enforcement perspective, we can quiet a particular neighborhood forever, as long as we're there. But it's true community that sustains that when law enforcement leaves, and that's of course, that's the effort, that's the concern.
Keys to fighting crime is education and employment, so I would really like to see PCAV focus on those two areas specifically.
The representation of the city, of the individuals from the community that are not affiliated with law enforcement.
Some of the roles of PCAV include helping neighbors develop safe strategies, bridging communication between police and the community. PCAV also believes that anytime we can bring law enforcement and the community together in a positive way, that the entire community can benefit from that. And we try and do that in many different ways.
No true program is going to work on this level without the involvement of the entire community.
The mayors across the country are looking for is communities that don't want to just sit on the sidelines and complain about stuff being bad, but want to say, look, we've identified the problem, we want to help, we want to be part of the solution. And that's what we need, and that's what PCAV's doing.
And it's pretty neat to watch the law enforcement community work towards the community instead of the opposite. As our officers are engaged and our community is engaged, between the two, we're a community.
PCAV is going to bring peace to our community.
Do you see Peoria becoming a safer place? Can you envision it for your children?
Yeah, it's all right. As long as you just keep them out the streets and away from all the negativity, I think they'll be all right.
Okay. So with that, on the video you got to see 3 different initiatives that we've already instigated or already have developed in Peoria. One is a peace walk, where we'll walk around areas that are known for gang and gun violence or violent activity. And the community members will walk. As you saw, we've got big groups. Sometimes they're not as big, sometimes they are. I think our biggest one was over 140 adults. I can't count kids' heads, they move too much. And it's just a simple way to state that this is our city, not this neighborhood or this neighborhood. It's our city, and we care about it, and it's not forgotten. And we realize that activity is going on here that needs to change, and we want to help you with that. Another initiative we just actually had last night was our P-Town Soup. It's a micro grant opportunity. It's a really neat thing where we open the door already to other people trying to better the city of Peoria in a positive way. And we ask for 3 to 4 presenters at each of our soups. And our soup is free, homemade, very yummy, very yummy. I should have brought leftovers for everyone this morning, right? And last night, again, the food is at no cost, and then we ask at the door for a $5 donation. But each donation equals a vote. And after you hear the 3 speakers, you get to vote on who you would like to see receive all the proceeds of the money that night. So last night, East Bluff Community Center won $810, which they will then be putting towards their 5K walk. They believe it's October 10th, if you're interested. Check that out. And so the funds will go towards helping that initiative, something that's going to help better the city and the neighborhoods. A final initiative that is more reactive than proactive is a murder stand down for peace. Anytime that there's a homicide in Peoria, within 48 hours, PCAV will host a stand down for peace, in which we come together and ask the community to come together and mourn the loss of a life lost to violence, and give our condolences and our sympathy to the family, but also ask the community to come together to stop the violence. And those are very powerful events. They're always at the Gateway building. We are just getting off the ground. All of our workers through the Peoria Community Against Violence are volunteers. It's entirely volunteer basis. We would love everyone and anyone to join who has great ideas, who wants to help initiate something that's going to better our city and create safer streets. So with that, I think I said kind of everything I wanted to say. So I'll just open it up to questions.
Are there adults who can approach different neighborhoods who would make the time to go in and take the kids?
Have you been reading my notes? She did. She must have. Something that we're actually looking to work on.
Into libraries so that instead of having the potential of causing problems, give them a book to read. If they don't know how to read, find a mentor that can help.
Well, we're kind of doing something like that. We definitely encourage mentorship, and we encourage as much as possible because there are so many individuals. In fact, Big Brothers Big Sisters presented last night, and they did not win, but they have 82 children on the waiting list that they need a match for, a big for, as they call it. And so if individuals are interested in that or may know someone who may have the time for that, please encourage them to seek those. But one thing that is fortunate in my position as the community service coordinator is I talk to other individuals who do what I do throughout the U.S. And we brainstorm and we come up with these ideas. Well, I was fortunate enough to meet a gentleman who does something called the Gang-Free Life Academy out of LA. And we loved it so much, myself and Carl Cannon flew down to LA to see how it worked. And it's called Gang-Free Life, and we were actually certified as instructors. But you actually go into the schools at 2nd grade and start talking about what are our norms for your household. You should always be able to feel safe in your house. You should feel safe to walk to your school without fear of somebody bullying you or hurting you. You should be able to walk outside your door without seeing gang graffiti. So changing those norms and talking to the young people about the negative consequences of gang and street life and the positive things that they can do instead. And so we would like to bring that here, and Carl Cannon already dubbed it, Don't Start. Because what I found is working with ex-gang members, the average ages for individuals to be initiated into gangs is 9 to 11 years old. 9. When I started as a community service coordinator almost 3 years now, my daughter was 9. And so that just hit like a rock. Like, she's worried about, are her friends going to make fun that her socks don't match? And we have other individuals, children, who are worrying about having to watch out or be someone's lookout or carry something to someone else. It starts that young. And so we would really like to see, again, proactive ways, preventative ways to work in the communities and the neighborhoods to show a positive way versus the alternative. Yes, ma'am.
The people that you're trying to help, first, are they predominantly male?
The people that I'm trying to help, yes. The individuals are predominantly male, but I do offer services to all of their family.
And are they more teenage, or is it predominantly 20-something?
The age range that I work with is anywhere from 18 to 54 is my age range right now. When working with youth that are involved in criminal activity and street activity, we get into a lot more of the legalities of it. And so right now we are focused on adults, but I will never turn someone away who calls and asks for help, even if they're not necessarily a target offender or someone that's specifically geared towards the Don't Shoot initiative. If anyone calls and says, which always happens after a call, and I saw you on TV, will you help me? Of course. I covered it that well. Okay, so what do I need help with? Why did I want to talk to everyone today? I would absolutely love for everyone to find their own passion and put it in towards your own community. Regardless if we live on the south end or the east bluff, this is our city, and it deserves to be a safe city. And we deserve a safe and positive city. So we want you to use your talents. We want you to find what you enjoy doing. We have peace walks. Some people are like, I'm not walking a mile. Okay, let's try you on something else. But we also need new ideas, inventive ideas, individuals who want to be leaders, individuals who want to be a worker and really come together. And right now we're really working on PCAV to legitimize and formalize us as an organization. And so I see someone who's really helped me in the back. Russ Miller was kind enough to help me with a lot of that, so I thank him. And as well as thanking Dee, because without Dee, I don't know where I'd be. But she created all of the logos you saw today. She does all of the flyers. She really helps me with the media, with the outreach, with the marketing, and that's something that's not necessarily my forte. So we want individuals who have a variety of talents. I need someone who wants to sit at home and never come out of their house and always update our website. Love it. Let me know if you have that college kid that wants to only play on the computer all day. That'd be perfect to help me keep up the website as great as it is. For example, the pictures from last night. So take a look at our website. We're actually going to go to a .org here soon. In fact, I'm hoping to make that happen this afternoon. Please cross your fingers for me. And also, if you have any additional questions after, I'd be happy to answer as well. So thank you. And thank you for your time.